Welcome to Review Every Ship by CitizenCon 2024. The point is to give an update on every ship since some haven't had a video made about them in years, and others, the information is simply too spread out to be helpful in making decisions. Remember, digital ships aren't imaginary, digital ships are imagine-necessary. Every month we do a giveaway to give back to this wonderful community. This month's giveaway prize is going to be either an Anvil Terrapin, or if we hit 6,500 human subscribers before CitizenCon, I will give away an Anvil Carrack. So make sure you share the channel and tell your org mates to come and check us out. To enter the contest, make sure you're subscribed to Billionaire Ninjas, leave a comment on at least one video, and like or dislike at least one video. Winners have 2 weeks to claim their prize. Members collectively have a 25% chance of winning just for being members, but they can also add their comments on those videos and have extra chances of winning. So if you're subscribed, consider hitting that join button, and if you're not subscribed, I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. For the full giveaway details, make sure you visit our Billionaire Ninjas Discord or our social media at Ninjas Leap. Today, we continue our trip through the RSI manufacturer, and the next ship is the RSI Arrastra. The Arrastra is 575 standalone, 575 warbond, was 575 at concept. Cost in-game is unknown. The Arrastra is time limited for purchase. The ship is still in concept, so no rental prices either. RSI is disrupting the industrial sector with an all-new approach to deep space mining. Extract, refine, and haul huge volumes of ore in one powerhouse vessel, all with a maximum crew of 5. The RSI Arrastra. For measurements, the Arrastra has a length of 124 meters, beam of 64 meters, height of 21 meters. The ship is a size 5 large class, aka subcapital. Think Carrack, but like if the Carrack went to the gym 5 days a week for a year and actually worked out. For crew, the Arrastra has a minimum crew of 2 and maximum crew of 5. Also, a quick reminder, we're also starting a separate monthly giveaway for people who watch our live streams with 2 prizes, one for the YouTube stream watchers and a better one for Twitch stream watchers. So go check out the full details in our community post. The Arrastra carries a total of 576 SCU of cargo, split between 512 SCU external storage and 64 SCU cargo bay. The Arrastra also has a dedicated vehicle bay large enough to hold 2 Ursa rover-sized vehicles, or it could be Rock DS vehicles. The claim time for the Arrastra is unknown, but because it's a massive subcapital ship and it's going to be a massive moneymaker, I would expect it to be about 45 minutes for that wait time. Expedited is probably going to be about 15 minutes, and the expedited fee will probably be around 25,000 credits. As of 3.24.1, the Arrastra has an unknown speed, but I would expect it to be anywhere from way below average to slightly below average for its class size. Industrial ships aren't specifically known to be the fastest ships. They're actually some of the slowest ships in the game. For maneuverability for the Arrastra, that's also unknown, but RSI tends to be from average to above average maneuverability. However, this is an industrial mining and refining role, so I'll actually go with slightly below average. For weapons, this comes stock with 4 size 3 quad turrets, 8 size 1 missiles, and 4 size 3 missiles. The hull HP for the Arrastra is unknown, but I would guess it's similar to the Mole in its class-leading toughness, as industrial ships need to be able to take a few more hits because of how slow and lumbering they are. So Mole is, I think, 2nd or 3rd in its class. This will probably end up being 2nd or 3rd in its class as far as HP. I'm thinking they will have about 200,000 HP and be above average for its size. The shields on the Arrastra are also unknown, but considering the size and role, I'm thinking both large shields will be the Kama industrial grade C shields, which are quadrant type shields. The shield pool is about 200,000 and it regens at about 2,144 HP per second. For ship parts, the Arrastra has 1 large radar, 2 medium computers, 2 large power plants, 2 large coolers, 2 large shield generators, 2 large fuel intakes, 1 large fuel tank, a medium quantum drive, a medium jump module, and 1 medium quantum fuel tank. For hydrogen capacity, I think it will mimic the Mole again as far as in-class range, which is way above average. When it comes to quantum fuel, it should be a similar story. It should be way above average. The quantum capability for this ship will definitely be interstellar, meaning you can travel anywhere in the system multiple times without refueling, and will also have fuel to make it to your next destination in a neighboring star system. This is the highest standard for long-distance travel. Some special features and amenities for this ship: a shared bunk area for the crew and a separate shared habitation area with a kitchen. There are integrated weapon and suit storage facilities, but no dedicated armory. The Q&A also seemed to go out of its way to state that this does not have a medical bed on board. Then, of course, there is the size 3 mining heads and tractor beam. An interesting thing about the Arrastra is that the ore is stored in SU containers, so it can also store other things where its ore is stored, which is so far the only mining ship that can do so. Let's also not forget, this ship mines and refines all within the same body and has the cargo capacity to deliver it after mining and refining. My preferred loadout for the Arrastra will come later once the ship is made flyable, but a quick shout out to my members. My first ninjas, StarTouch and Rob, my Hokage, Old Weeb, my Jonin ninjas, Radium TX, Paling Tan, The Solid Exodus, Damon Donaldson, Dark Wolf God, ETL and Spades, and Sean Phillips. My Chunin ninjas, Raygun 972, Wakan Yosai, Rage 1, Scorpio King 3, Soul Galaxia, Meat Salad, Praetorian, Jay Sullis, and Waterfox Studios. Of course, thank you to all my other members from every level who are still listed at the end of the video. As always, membership is never required but always appreciated. You help make this YouTube dream even more possible, so thank all of you. Now it's time to rate these ships. A rating I rate from 1 to 10. My 1 is only buy if you have a unique reason that is specific to you or because you like the looks of the ship. My 10 is if you have the money, these ships are almost guaranteed to be useful to you in the game. A 1 doesn't mean the ships are useless or ugly, and a 10 doesn't mean that the ships are perfect. Just remember, these are just our ratings. Please give us yours in the comments down below. And we will continue to tell you our ratings for unreleased ships, because if you can spend money, it is worth someone reviewing it and telling you if it's worth your money. My rating for this ship is a 10. Let's start with what I like about this ship. Well, it's interesting. I actually like everything about this ship. The looks, the multi-role ability, the fact that it breaks the mold of only putting bare bones necessities in an industrial ship, and of course, the unique role of being the best mining ship, while also not being the best mining ship. Let me explain that last part. The Arrastra is the best mining ship when it comes to mining for specific resources, which will not be the highest earning nor fastest earning mining ship, nor will it have the largest mining lasers. That title, of course, belongs to the Orion, but I'll discuss more on that later when I discuss the score. First, let's talk about the issue I have with this ship and how I would fix it. My biggest issue with this ship is no dedicated medical facility. At this point, no subcapital ship has an excuse for not having one. Another thing that bothers me is not having pilot-controlled weapons and not having a pilot-controlled mining arm. I also think it should have 4 arms instead of 3, because 3 feels much too close to the mole, even if they are a higher size. Lastly, the Arrastra is a very expensive ship, and even with all it can do, I still question its value because an Orion is only $75 more and will make money at a higher rate. But here's the thing, I have all these issues, but common sense and gameplay can explain away almost all of them. So why is this ship still a 10 with all of my issues? Well, let's take it issue by issue. No medical facility. No problem. This has a dedicated vehicle bay that can fit an Ursa medevac. Problem solved. Yes, at an extra cost, but again, problem solved. Worried about not having space for another vehicle? It has 64 SCU worth of cargo space to fit another one in there just in case. No pilot-controlled weapons? Well, you do have missiles, but this is a minimum 2-crew ship, so pilot-controlled weapons don't make as much sense. That's really just that solo player in all of us wanting to have our cake and eat it too. Same thing with the mining laser. You could just get up and get in the other seat in the cockpit, which is like 5 feet away. Have you tried doing that in a mole? Not even remotely close to that easy. The cost of this ship, well, that's more so a problem of the Orion, not the Arrastra. See, the Orion should easily be a $750 ship or maybe even a $1,000 ship. The Arrastra is actually a appropriately priced. But because the Orion is so underpriced, it makes the Arrastra not look like a value at all. Also, about the Orion. I think the Orion will be better built for munching asteroids and making a ton of money based on the speed at which it processes ore, and it won't be able to go down to planets, so this may end up being the largest planet mining ship in the game, and it may be more focused on the type of mining you do, not so much the amount of mining you do like the Orion. So they do indeed have different purposes. This isn't your typical thing with CIG, where the more expensive ship is clearly better in every way. Now, don't get me wrong, the Orion is better, but it's more like how Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. It's statistically correct, the logic is there, but the younger version has so much going for it, it's a more difficult conversation than Orion owners would like to have. And I am an Orion owner. Then there is my forearm thing. I think that's the only one that's still an issue for me, but that still might end up changing. After all, the ship is still in concept, but I would be okay with not having that fourth arm if size 3 mining lasers were just massively better than size 2 mining lasers, or maybe if they were much easier to use. Like I said, my 10 doesn't mean perfect. Okay, my last point on the reasons why it's a 10. This ship is essentially 3 full ships in one: a mining ship, a refining ship, and a cargo ship. It could do every single one of those roles and never touch any of the other roles it's capable of and still be a solid ship. Meaning if it was just a refining ship, it would still be great. If it was just a cargo ship, it would still be great. If it was just a mining ship, it would still be great. Before this review, I don't think I quite understood that. I thought of it more as a jack of all trades, master of none. But no, it is literally 3 ships in one. It almost feels like CIG broke a rule in order to make this ship. That rule being where no ship is supposed to be able to do everything well. Well, I mean, this ship can't fight very well, but it does have quad turrets, even though they're only size 3s. But man, it's so close. I'll just put a few Furies and Razors in that cargo bay and go for it. Who are these ships for? I mean, unless you hate large ships, this is for almost anyone. I suppose if you have no interest in cargo, no interest in mining, and no interest in refining, but my guess is those people are in the very small percentage of people playing Star Citizen. But for everyone else, let's say you have 5 ships in your fleet: a mole and a prospector to mine, 2 expanses to handle ore from each mining ship at the same time, and a caterpillar to carry it all to its final destination. That's a reasonable fleet, and let's say you have 5 people, so 1 per ship and 5 that can handle the ships that require more than 1 crew. Guess what just replaced all of those combined? The Orion. No, I'm joking. Well, half joking. It's the Arrastra, folks. It's the Arrastra. It just replaced all 5 of those. I imagine using the Arrastra, just as I said, for pretty much any mining operation I do outside of massive asteroid munching and gas collecting. I would also use this as my main cargo ship for anything below 600 SCU where the load is not time sensitive. I would also use this as my main refinery on pretty much any base I operate. I would also, there's a lot of alsos here, use this as a daily driver anytime I had 4 or more people. I mean, CIG, you absolutely hit it out of the park with the Arrastra. It's one of the few ships where you leave the haters a little speechless. Only a little though. They'll always find a way. Like what Jeff Goldblum said in that Jurassic Park movie, but with haters instead of life. Or like weeds. Yeah, like weeds. I know you're here for our rating, but if you really want a ship, go buy it. We won't stop you, or even better, all ships can be earned in game once the game releases, and some you can purchase in game right now. These are just our ratings, but when you spend, it's your money. My opinion, even Orion owners should take a second look at this. In fact, if I had taken a second look at it when it was released, I wouldn't be having to figure out how to fit it in my fleet today. Because oh yeah, this one is in the fleet, folks. And this marks the very first time I changed my own mind with my own review. I knew these videos would pay off someday. All right, that is it for this one. Shout out to the members. Thanks for spending your time with us. I will see you in the next one. Peace.